everybody? It's your girl Amber Gardner, and you're here with me for the relaunch of Bigger Than Me, the podcast, formerly known as AG's Truth. Now, here we believe in being able to discuss things that we all go through, but from a biblical and a real perspective, okay? I love me some God because he first loved me. However, I am not out of touch. And this show, I believe, is the perfect merger of true upfront conversation and Christian values. But first, I do want to thank everybody that has been supportive while I was gone. The last episode of AG's Truth that was published was in October. It was the Squid Games review, to be exact. Um, them games was not holy, but they were entertaining. And I know I was gone for a while, and some people probably were wondering, where did she go? I'm going to address all of that, y'all. Do not worry. But first, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, we have a YouTube channel now, the official BTM podcast, as well as we are on Twitter. We are also on Instagram, and we are on TikTok now, okay? So there is no excuse to not know what's going on. So please follow and subscribe, okay? Follow, subscribe, share it with everyone you know, because we're going to talk about some real good stuff on today. So on today, the first thing I want to talk about, the topic for today is the power of the process. I chose this topic because I feel like in our current lives, a lot of us are going through processes that we do not understand, and honestly, we do not like. They take a bit of a long time, they're not comfortable, and they try our faith. And one thing about faith is you never know how strong it is until it is truly tried. I myself have been going through a process. For those of you who know, my boyfriend and I, Nate Jones, who is the podcast and the host of Life Tips, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. And the weekend was amazing. You know, of course, our anniversary is on July 4th weekend. So it was a lot going on out in those streets. Okay. So the weekend was not perfect. There was a lot of people acting crazy. But the weekend was enjoyable. And one thing it showed me was that we are not at the same place that we were a year ago as people. We've changed, we've experienced different things, and that makes changes to any relationship. And it started making me think about the process of things and how the process is so important. I feel like a lot of times we rush to the result without looking at the necessary steps in between. We want to get to the end and we ignore the journey. And I feel like that we cheat ourselves when we do that. For instance, this show had a big process behind it. AG's Truth first started off as me sitting in my college dorm reviewing television shows to be able to promote my book that I had not yet released yet, Bigger Than Me, i.e. the title of this podcast. And it grew and went from there. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a very talkative woman. I love to voice my opinion. And that is how AG's Truth formed. And when God laid it on my heart to bring the podcast back, I wanted to make sure it was something that focused on my true life lessons, because as time had went on, AG's Truth kind of just became a commentary area. And I have no problem with commenting. We'll still have some of that. But if I'm not helping somebody and helping people in their journey, what am I doing? If I'm not helping them through their process the way somebody helped me through my process, what am I really doing? And I had to look back at my process and go, did I really appreciate my process for what it was? And I had to come to the realization that I did not. I had a very interesting process. You know, those that have read my book know, homelessness, broken family, sick mother. I dealt with my own illness, bullying, you name it. Some of the process was of my own doing. Others were ordained by God. Now, I'm standing in front of you now, a beautiful woman, and I have God to thank for that. But at the end of the day, my process made me who I am. Without my process, I would not be the woman sitting before you. I would not be an author. I would not have a college degree. I would not have a good paying job. I would not be back with a podcast because I would have nothing to share. So these are the three things I want to share today about this topic about the process. Number one, and I've already went into this some, honor the process. And when I say honor the process, what I mean is do not try so hard to be able to get past the process that you miss what the purpose of the process is. There's a purpose behind everything that we go through. There's a purpose behind everything that we face. And if you do not catch the purpose, a lot of times you can find yourself revisiting and having to go back through things again because you did not learn what the true lesson and purpose was the first time. One of my favorite gospel singers, Jonathan McReynolds, has a song called Cycles, and I love that song for the simple fact of it really speaks to the fact of us going through the same things over and over and over again. There's a line in the song that goes, "Didn't I conquer this last year? Tell me what I missed, 'cause I feel that it's coming back up again. Must be something I hate. Some songs, some shows, some hate." I love that lyric because it speaks to the fact of, didn't I just go through this last year? Didn't I just see this? Why is this back here? And normally it's because we did not actually honor and learn from the process. So number one, honor the process. Number two, do not rush it. Do not rush it. And I say that for the simple fact of, normally when you rush something, it does not come out right. For my chefs that are listening and or watching us on YouTube right now, when you are cooking something, let's say you're cooking some chicken, something that a lot of people eat. Let's do some chicken. It could be vegan chicken or regular chicken. Let's say you're making some chicken. If you do not cook that thing all the way through, if it is regular chicken, you can get sick. If it's a vegan substitute of some kind, it's still going to be cold in the middle. Either way, it's not going to be what it was supposed to become because it did not go through the necessary timing. Things take timing. Women, we like jewelry, diamonds. I have on some earrings that have diamonds in them right now. We like jewelry, okay? Now, a diamond is a rock initially. It takes for it to go through pressure and different things. Gold has to be purified in fire, and it takes for it to go through the full process and the timing of things so that it can become something that is precious. If it does not go through the timing and the full timing of it, it will not have the same value in the end. A lot of times us trying to rush our process, we lessen our value, and then we wonder why we cannot reach the things that God has promised to us because we have lessened our value. Now we have to try to go back and get our value back. But in the words of DJ Khaled, yesterday's price is not today's price. You normally have to pay more when you have to backtrack and try to get your value back after you have squandered it and or you have lessened it by being in a hurry. Do not rush it. And then finally, number 3, do not be ashamed of your process. This one hits home for me. And I'm going to tell you why. For those of you who do not know, I already mentioned this. My mother and I, we were homeless my senior year of high school. It's been a minute. Senior year of high school. Up until my sophomore year of college. Back when I was in high school, at the time I had switched to a new high school my junior year. I had got used to the school by then. I was in the choir, concert choir, in Heritage High School for those that live in the 757 Newport News, Hampton area. And we were traveling. We were doing amazing things. I was meeting Barack and Michelle Obama and going to Great Wolf Lodge and all this stuff. But we were homeless. At one point, we were staying actually in like a shelter system where churches would allow you to stay there at night for 7 days. And then you had to leave. I stayed in over 10 places in 1 year. I remember sleeping in cots on the floor next to people I did not know. It was thanks to the grace of God and him using my teacher at the time, Marcelia Simmons, and others that I was able to get through that senior year of high school and be able to get a full ride scholarship to the illustrious Hampton University. My point with all this is there was a time where I was very, very ashamed of my story. I didn't want to talk about it. I felt like it made me seem small. What I did not realize at that time is that our Bible says that we are made stronger by the power of our testimonies. And it is the fact of our testimonies are not something that we should be ashamed of, but something that we should wear as a badge of honor because we have overcome. And God led me to share my story. And that is actually how I got my book, Bigger Than Me, A Story of Struggle, Surrender, and Grace. It's now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's how I got to doing my podcast. And it's how I'm sitting in front of you all today. That would not have happened if I continued to keep my mouth shut about where God had brought me from. Silence was not going to bring me strength. Honesty was. Those are the 3 things I have for you today. 1, honor your process. 2, do not rush it. And 3, do not be ashamed of it. Once again, this is Amber Gardner with the Bigger Than Me podcast. Please do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Okay, I do apologize for us coming to you a bit late on today, but we will be back next Wednesday at 5 p.m. It's Eastern Standard. Okay, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will have some other great stuff for you all through reels and shorts and things of that nature. So follow us on all platforms. I'm sorry, I was a little bit late today. Today was wash day. My natural sisters understands, but we back and we foresee in the name of the Lord. I love y'all. I thank you all so much for having me back. This was awesome, and I cannot wait for many more moments of truth, honesty, and wisdom in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Y'all have a great one. Peace.